Another month down, a new one begins. But before we can roll along, we gotta talk about those nice new additions to the home library in January. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another book haul, this time for January of 2024. Went a little crazy with myself this month because I did have a few Christmas gift cards burning holes in my pockets, and I'm sure that most of you guys here do agree. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of those things, but begin like always. I don't have my Kindle with me, but I'm pretty sure you know that's where I do read my digital purchases. I did pick up a few. Something that Baen is doing now is you can actually purchase advanced reader copies of books. So if you read only on digital, that's a great option. So of course, I did pick up the new Sun Eater book by Mr. Christopher Rocket. This was Disquiet Gods. I don't know when I'll actually be starting this. At this point, it was like, why didn't you just wait for the actual release? Because, I do plan my schedule so far ahead of time, and I wasn't really sure when I was going to be reading this or if I was going to be able to get an advanced reader copy. You never know with these things. So I might be actually reading this one close to release time with everyone else. I actually kind of prefer to do it that way most cases because I do like to be part of the community and reading along with other people. Whereas, getting to read something you're really excited about early is always nice. But very, very interesting to see what Christopher has cooked up for us with Mr. Hadrian Marlowe this go around in that universe. Next up, I went ahead and picked up on digital. I have it on physical. Well, I like to keep it on digital just because it's easier for me to haul it to work and back. I'm going to be picking up The Forever War by Joe Haldeman here pretty soon. And that's one of those sci-fi books where I says popular sci-fi I wanted to read. That one I'm going to be doing here very, very soon. That's going to be the next one on the sci-fi list that I do knock off. So I want to make sure I had that one accessible. A book I'm very, very excited about. And in most cases where I'm like, hey, can we just stick to, this fantastical world? I know that one was very much an allegory for the Vietnam War here in America. And I'm kind of interested in what the pulse of the nation was at that time period, as someone with a father that did fight in that war. It's always been a conflict that I've always had great interest in learning more about and seeing how someone who felt that was there, write that into their story a little bit. The Boys in the Valley, Philip Fracassi. This is a horror book I've heard so much about, and every single year, I don't say every single year, I think it's been like the last 2 years. I don't think it's that old. This is one that's really come up a lot by people that I didn't pick up during spooky season. So I said this year I want to kind of inject more horror into the schedule, not just in October. So I'll make sure I had this one on hand. I do have the arc of it somewhere. I never want to count on being able to actually find that, as a video like this would dictate. That I have my organization. I'm very organized. Don't get me wrong, but there's some stacks going on right now that I might not know where everything is. But again, digital books, I always say they do count, and so I want to kind of bring those up here. Let's go ahead and move on to the physical purchases where I did the real damage to my pocketbook. As you guys may know, right now I am currently reading Shogun by James Clavell. I have that first one on hardcover, that Blackstone Publishing edition, which is almost impossible to find all of a sudden. And so I guess my hopes and dreams of them ever making books 2 through 6 in the Asian saga in that format have kind of died. I went ahead and picked up this nice matching set here, guys, and see if I can do this without actually dropping them. Does have the matching spines here. Ooh, how about that? Kind of makes me think of the World Without End. Not World Without End. It was called Kingsbridge by Ken Follett. I got an edition like that had the matching spines like that. But this series being complete, that's really cool. So I think that tells you how I'm feeling about Shogun. I do imagine I will be reading more Asian saga books here very, very soon. This set really not as expensive as you think on Amazon. It really wasn't as expensive as I feel like they probably should be charging for it, but who knows, after this new adaptation comes out, if it's a big success, it might be like that Blackstone Publishing edition. All of a sudden, you can't find it anywhere. So, guys, if you're interested in Shogun, I recommend you go ahead and pick it up now. I did receive my Kickstarter edition. I actually did an unboxing for it on the channel of the Threadlight trilogy by Zach Argyle. But awesome bookmark. This is worth every penny, guys. This is one of the most beautiful books I think I do own. Like I said, I do have a short on the channel where I did unwrap this beautiful thing. I mean, this is just stunning, or what? This is amazing. I've seen a lot of pretty hardcover books. This might be the prettiest. I don't know. This is just magnificent. Zach just really hit it out of the park with this one. I mean, how many times can you say something is stunning where you just realize it really is just something really special? And it's just beautiful. And I'm actually reading that right now. I'll be picking up Stones of Light here very soon. But the art, I said one of the things I didn't like about it was that you were losing the art from the original covers. The art's all in here from those original covers. So, yeah, a wonderful, wonderful edition by Zach and his team. And yeah, I don't know what Kickstarter I'll be supporting next, but after in 2023 picking up this one and the Sword of Kaigan, I don't know if anyone's going to be doing anything as pretty as that. I know the Empire's Silence, that's coming out here pretty soon. So we'll see if that can actually compete with that. But wonderful, wonderful edition. And I'm liking Threadlight so far. Something I like quite a bit is Michael Crichton. I think most people here would know that. And I've read all the Michael Crichton books. However, I have read 0 of his books that he wrote under the pseudonym of John Lang. Those were mostly, hard crime and thrillers, not quite the Michael Crichton techno-thriller brand that we came to know and love. One of my problems was a lot of those were never really easy to find. Well, guys, they've started to remaster those, so to speak, give them reissues under Michael Crichton's name on hardcover. There are 8 of these. I treated myself to 5 of them. So I said I wanted to slowly collect these. So, of course, I got 5 of them. I got 3 left. I've never read these. So, for me, I feel like I trust this more in that it'll be Michael Crichton I've never read than, oh, hey, we found this new Michael Crichton story that, he left on a jump drive somewhere in 1982. That's how I feel like they come out with all these new things. Oh, there's an unfound Michael Crichton story that no one knew about, and someone else is finishing it. I never really bought all that, but binary, this is going to be, I think this is the coolest name, Zero Cool. We got Grave Descend, Odds On, and the beefiest of all these. This is the Venom Business. It's like they mostly look like quick one-day reads. But, if it's Michael Crichton, if he writes anything as John Lang as he did, like Michael Crichton did, I think that these will always be quick reads, because I could always say you could always rip through a Michael Crichton book in a couple of days because he was just that awesome of a writer. So the idea that I can get 8 new Michael Crichton stories in my head here, that's very, very exciting. And now that will have a nice, beautiful matching set. I want to go ahead and grab them because you know how that goes. Sometimes they'll, oh yeah, this new release, and then, oh, well, we didn't make that many of them. They're gone. We didn't anticipate really the demand for them. So I'm trying to get them as soon as possible. I got 3 left. But, like I said, I felt like, okay, you're going a little crazy here. You bought, 12 books this month? Let's calm down a little bit. That's easier said than done sometimes. So let's go ahead and look at some of the things that some authors did send to me this month. Now, these, like I always tell you guys, I might not know very much about these, but I do want to drop a link down below if you guys want to check out more from these. I encourage you to do so, because like I always say with a lot of self-published and independent authors, chase your dreams, guys. I encourage you very much to do that. First up, we have Arisen by Colin Crooks. Like I said, guys, check the links down below if you want to know more information about these. This is The Crystal Shore by Joe Delancey. Really awesome letter on a really cool stationery. Thank you so much. That was very, very nice. This I have the Detective John series, books 1 through 3. This is by Isaiah Franson. He's actually sent me a couple of previous stories as well. Owen O'Shea. This is Stay-at-Home Dad, Wannabe Detective. Think about when I went back to school a few years back and I was stay-at-home dad and full-time student. I never really thought about doing much detective work, but when you're home alone with the kids, every once in a while you do have to do a little sleuthing and figure out who is responsible for what situation, because kids always causing trouble. This is from John Stevenson IV. Sent me a lot of letter there. It was a very, very nice read, and he sent me like a short story as well as his full works here. This is Santa's Little Stocking Stuffer. This is Product 37. This is Hard Times and Hard Times Canceled. So thank you very, very much, John. And I do appreciate the letter. Really, I do. Tempest. This is a novella by Thomas Botea. That is a slick-looking cover right there. That's pretty rad. I love the colors. The colors are really, really great. This is a whole set of books. This is the Rise of the Automated Empire by Dennis M. Myers. He did send me all 4 of those books here. Again, really, really awesome covers. This is Final Assembly. That's part 1. Then we have Precipice, book 2. Book number 3 is Broken Trust. I hope I've got these in order as I'm saying them to you. And book number 4, which I don't know if the series is complete or not, because this one came separate from those. This is Stolen Dreams. So I might have it actually backwards. He might have sent me book 1 and sent the rest through Amazon. I'm not sure. But thank you so much, Dennis. These are some good-looking books right here. Those look very much like covers from some of those Bane books that I do receive. Seeds of War by João Silva. This is a really, really slick-looking hardcover. Really do love the look of that. And I've talked to João a few times on Twitter. Great, great guy. Great follow. okay, follow, check him out. Looking for writing advice or just some fun book discussion. I think that's a place to go. Michael R. Miller, I've already read book 1 in his Songs of Chaos series, which was Ascension. This is a novella in that series, Last Stand of the Stone Fist. And thank you, Michael, for keep sending me these matching hardcovers for your set, because you don't have to do that, but I do appreciate that you do that. His series, I only read book 1, really liked it, and I will be continuing with it here in 2024. And lastly, this is The Bloodstones by a friend of mine. This is Tori Tekken. She does run the YouTube channel Tori Talks. I was actually a guest on there the other night. But what I admire about Tori is she's one of those writers who just works really hard, and I always really want to make sure I put a spotlight on some of those authors that do work very hard. She wrote me a really awesome letter, and she's far too kind with the things that she said in here. But I'm very interested in this story, and as much as she loves coming of age like I do, I feel like maybe I'll get some of that in this book. And she is a fellow Howler Red Rising fan, so I'm sure that Tori has written something that I'm going to find truly fun and original and very beautiful. So thank you guys so much for sending those to me. Let's go ahead and look at some things that I did get from some publishers. I think I've said in the past, I apologize if these were actually directly from the author. If they don't have a note inside, I get so many messages a month, guys. Sometimes I make a mistake, and then I can't remember if we actually had correspondence or not. So my apologies if it did come directly from the author. If it comes without a note, I assume it's from the publisher. This is Dr. Stone. Looks like a manga of some sort, some type of shonen. Again, came with no notes, so I assume it's just straight from Viz Media. Not really sure, but I don't know anything about this manga. But like I said, check the link below, and maybe it'll tell you a little bit more. I don't know if this one's a self-help book or someone's trying to tell me something. By Chaz Halpern. This is The Physics of Relationships. It's been a long time since I've read a self-help book, but you know what? I'm not above it. I'm definitely not above it. Reynard the Fox. This is by David Witanowski. Another fine cover there. And I like that logo. It's a pretty cool logo right there. I do dig it. Looking Down While Facing the Sky by Muhammad Ali. Great name. Really is a great name. Your parents had very good taste there. And this is going to be, my gosh, it's hard to read. The Ballad of the Unpicked One. I don't really see the author's name. Doesn't have the author's name on the front of it. Booger Bridges. That's awesome. Sounds like a Revenge of the Nerds character. I do admire that. We knew a kid in school that wanted to go by the name Booger, and we're like, seriously, you want to go by the name Booger? It's one of those things. It's like, if you give yourself the name, I feel like I'm a master myself at self-deprecating humor. It's something I've used a long time, and I feel like if you make fun of yourself first, no one else can do it to you. But I completely apologize. I'm just completely going off on this name Booger, and I should not be doing that. So thank you so much for that. And then, of course, Tower of Silence. This is book 4 in the Son of the Black Sword. Not Son of the Black, Saga of the Forgotten Warrior by Larry Correa, which I just finished Son of the Black Sword, and actually had this on hardcover, but they sent me a trade paperback. I guess they were excited about me talking about it on the channel. They wanted to make sure that I had all of them. So the good people at Baen do continue to be clutch, and I'm very excited with this series. I would not be shocked if I'm on book number 4 here a lot sooner rather than later. Got a couple of things from some viewers I want to talk about here. Got a mug from Jay, one of my favorite patrons. She knows that I am a Beatle maniac, so she got me this really awesome Yellow Submarine Beatles mug. Crazy, right? And it's my thing is, like, Yellow Submarine is probably one of my least favorite albums by the Beatles. Now, the worst Beatles album to me is still, an S-tier album. With this, though, the animation that they did for it was just awesome. And so I feel like anything you can get representing that is pretty much next level. So thank you, Jay. This will be getting used quite frequently, I am sure. Got a nice Christmas card from Corinne and a nice note. And she even made me a drawing. So I do admire that. Thank you so much. I always love a nice handwritten letter. And I did get a nice handwritten letter from was Chris here. Now, with Chris, I'm not going to hold it against him being a Yankees fan, because you know what? You can't help what team you're a fan of, especially if that's where you're from. I'm always about, hey, yeah, cheer for the home team. Now, if you're living in, a city that has a team, and you were born and raised there, and you're a Yankees fan, that's like, what are you doing? Are you a Cowboys fan too? But you love your Lakers, don't you? But anyway, I digress. I want to thank him for sending me this. It is the second book in the Jurassic Park series. This is The Lost World, the Folio Society edition by Michael Crichton. And yeah, if you've seen this before, it's really awesome. This fills like dino skin. I think I told you guys that I convinced my kids, the Jurassic Park one, that was actual dino DNA. And Foley Society always has such great art in their books. And yeah, this is a truly awesome gift. So thank you, Chris. I do appreciate the gift. I appreciate the nice comments that you did leave me in that note. It was very, very kind of you, and I don't feel like I am deserving of the wonderful, wonderful things that you guys say and you say wonderful things that you guys send to me. It really is kind. The last one here I kind of want to talk about. Don't know how much you guys pay attention to my background here, but people that have been here a long time might notice my chair isn't squeaking anymore whenever I make videos. For the longest time, I had this one chair in the house that we weren't using. It was this ugly green chair that looked like it came from the 1970s. It creaked all the time. It's what I always use, but lately I've been using this bad boy right here. Well, there is someone named Lukey that is an actual viewer of the channel. He happened to work for Son, which is they actually make some really nice chairs. And he just said, look, hey, first I want to email and ask you a couple of recommendations. He threw a couple of books at me and gave me some recommendations and said, hey, I work at this company. Can I send you a reading chair? And I said, well, you know, that green chair I got is pretty ugly. Can't imagine it's going to last much longer. Sure, I'll take a reading chair. Now, look, with most things, like, guys, I get offers like that all the time. And I almost always tell them no, because I'm saying I'm not going to just sling your product just because, you know, you want some recognition, unless I feel like it's something that would be beneficial to my viewers, something that they would actually use. Now, guys, I would tell you the very, very bare bones basics about this chair if it was something that I just thought was fine. But I was completely blown away by this chair, and I kind of want to give you a look at it now. What makes this chair just so amazing is it's called I believe it was called a Barcelona chair, and it comes with an ottoman here. And this chair is just so good for reading. I've been using it a lot. I've took a nap in this chair. That's how nice it is, but it is like black leather. It's really high quality, and the coolest thing is we were able to put this thing together, my wife and I, in like 5 minutes. It was really, really a couple of snaps, a few ties, and this sucker was put together. But it is incredibly soundly built. It has, you know, the steel racks here that the chair goes on. It's just a wonderful chair, and it's just one of those things. Like I said, I don't think that I can sit here and bullshit you for 2 minutes about a chair if I wasn't actually liking it. But I'm not trying to really necessarily sell it to anybody. I'm just telling you that I thought, like, this is a great, great chair to read in. If you do like a really good, something with some good posture and something that you can actually relax in, and it has enough give in the back, but it also has, you know, enough sturdiness to where you feel like you're getting your good posture, but you can also kick your feet up and relax in it if you want to. And like I said, I did actually kind of take a quick little snooze in it while I was waiting for my kid's bus the other day. So I want to thank Lukey. I want to thank Son for sending me this chair. It is really, really awesome of you. And they did give me a discount code down below if you are interested in getting one. I cannot give it a high enough of a recommend. It is really, really well put together and beautiful chair. And I feel like it fits the aesthetic in here so much better than that old 70s chair that I had in here before that. So thank you, Lukey. Thank you, Son. Thank you, everyone who sent me something here in January. You guys continue to be the most wonderful blessing I could ever have in my life. So, guys, I would be really, really interested to hear what you guys picked up and added to your library in January. You got any questions about any of these? Please drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you picked up, guys, and I will talk to you there.